And we are moving through A Course in Miracles. This morning we are on lesson 44. It is the 44th day of the year, and we're going to go ahead and dive on into just a quick recap of some of the preceding lessons upon which this is built. We're going to go ahead and start with lesson 25. I do not know what anything is for. Lesson 26. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Lesson 27, above all else, I want to see. Lesson 28, above all else, I want to see things differently. Lesson 29, God is in everything I see. Lesson 30, God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. Lesson 31, I am not the victim of the world I see. Lesson 32, I have invented the world I see. Lesson 33, there is another way of looking at the world. Lesson 34, I could see peace instead of this. Lesson 35, my mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Lesson 36, my holiness envelops everything I see. Lesson 37, my holiness blesses the world. Lesson 38, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. Lesson 39, my holiness is my salvation. Lesson 40, I am blessed as a son of God. Lesson 41, God goes with me wherever I go. Lesson 42, God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Lesson 43, God is my source. I cannot see apart from him. Lesson 44, God is the light in which I see. Hold on, I need to blow my nose. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I've been sick the last couple of days. All right, lesson 44, God is the light in which I see. Today we are continuing the idea for yesterday, adding another dimension to it. You cannot see in darkness and you cannot make light. You can make darkness and then think you see it, but light reflects life and is therefore an aspect of creation. Creation and darkness cannot coexist, but light and life must go together, being but different aspects of creation. Beautiful. Wow. In order to see, you must recognize that light is within, not without. You do not see outside yourself, nor is the equipment for seeing outside you. An essential part of this equipment is the light that makes seeing possible. It is with you always, making vision possible in every circumstance. Today we are going to attempt to reach that light. For this purpose, we will use a form of exercise which has been suggested before and which we will utilize increasingly. It is a particularly difficult form for the undisciplined mind and represents a major goal of mind training. It requires precisely what the untrained mind lacks. Yet this training must be accomplished if you are going to see. Have at least 3 practice periods today, each lasting 3 to 5 minutes. A longer time is recommended, but if you find the time slipping away with little or no sense of strain, the form of practice we will use today is the most natural and easy one in the world for the trained mind, just as it seems to be the most unnatural and difficult for the untrained mind. Your mind is no longer wholly untrained. You are quite ready to learn the form of exercise we will use today, but you may find that you will encounter strong resistance. The reason is very simple. While you practice in this way, you leave behind everything that you now believe and all the thoughts that you have made up. Properly speaking, this is the release from hell. Yet perceived through the ego's eyes, it is the loss of identity and a descent into hell. Wow. If you can stand aside from the ego by ever so little, you will have no difficulty in recognizing that its opposition and its fears are meaningless. You might find it helpful to remind yourself from time to time that to reach light is to escape from darkness. Whatever you may believe to the contrary, God is the light in which you see. You are attempting to reach him. Begin the practice period by repeating today's idea with your eyes open and close them slowly, repeating the idea several times more. Then try to sink into your mind, letting every kind of interference and intrusion by quietly sinking past them. Letting go of every kind of interference and intrusion by quietly sinking past them. Your mind cannot be stopped in this unless you choose to stop it. It is merely taking its natural course. Try to observe your passing thoughts without involvement and slip quietly by them. While no particular approach is advocated for this form of exercise, what is needful is a sense of the importance of what you're doing. It's inestimable value to you and an awareness that you are attempting something very holy. Salvation is your happiest accomplishment. It is also the only one that has any meaning because it is the only one that has any real use to you at all. If resistance rises in any form, pause long enough to repeat today's idea, keeping your eyes closed unless you are aware of fear. In that case, you will probably find it more reassuring to open your eyes briefly. Try, however, to return to the exercise with eyes closed as soon as possible. If you are doing the exercises correctly, you should experience some sense of relaxation and even a feeling that you are approaching, if not actually entering, into light. Try to think of light, formless and without limit, as you pass by the thoughts of this world. And do not forget that they cannot hold you to the world unless you give them the power to do so. Throughout the day, repeat the idea often, with eyes open or closed, as seems better to you at the time. But do not forget, above all, be determined not to forget today. Wow. Well, good morning. Benjamin, I'm glad to see you. Sony, good morning, Madette, Mr. Zeno, Jay Franklin, just scrolling up to the top side. Good morning. Come accordingly. I'm so glad you guys are here. Rayon, good to see you. Random user. Tito, thank you. Thank you for joining. Rayon, I am reading, and random user, I am reading A Course in Miracles. And every morning on the Knowing Show, we get on, and this is kind of the theme of our morning show, is to read through the daily lesson from A Course in Miracles. And the goal, the outcome of this is to really train our minds and cultivate the ability to control them so that the world, and even what she says here, the thoughts of the world, she said, try to think of light, formless and without limit, as you pass by the thoughts of the world. And do not forget that they cannot hold you to the world unless you give them power to do so. So the goal is really to control our minds and to really learn how to engage with the world in a way that, frankly, we are free from it and it doesn't have that power over us. James, good morning. I'm happy to see you here. Thanks for coming on. Karthik, good morning. Seven, Manoush. Ray, good morning. Karthik, I am from Washington, D.C. I grew up in Gaithersburg, Maryland. I don't know if you all know where that is. James, thank you. Divya, no, I am not an influencer. Chris Adams, hate is a paradox. To hate the world is to love it enough to enact some form of change. Ooh, that's good. Christ demonstrated that on the cross. That's so interesting. What a good perspective. It's not that we just completely don't care. It's that actually we care enough and then we take action accordingly. That's so good. Roland Smith, good morning. Howdy doodle. Y'all, I want to go back to a section in this that really stood out to me as I was reading. This is really, really, really important. When we're talking about why are we trying to do this, the goal is to experience God. The goal is to experience the ultimate form of truth, the ultimate form of light and life. And there's a couple of things. One of the elements that she talked about kind of right away was that creation and darkness cannot coexist. So if we want to be able to get to the point of creation where we're really creating from that authentic place, where frankly we're mirroring the ultimate creator and we're creating in return, we need to be able to get rid of the darkness and be existing in light. And when I say that, what is darkness? I think so much of darkness is, yesterday we talked about perception versus knowledge. And perception is like our understanding, us looking at the world through our own limited experience, through our own bias, rather than the capital T truth. Like, what does God say? And, it's really interesting because when we are able to see the world through God's eyes, not out of religion, but out of a relationship where we are looking at the world through the eyes of love, everything changes. Everything becomes so much brighter. Somebody asked me last night, why do I value joy? We were talking about personal brands. In the morning, we talk about ACIM, and then in the evenings, we talk just kind of in general, addressing any number of the intelligences, emotional intelligence, intellectual intelligence, physical intelligence. And so what we were talking about last night is, to that point, it's okay, well, how do I allow for me to really be able to get to that next level in my growth and in my creation, and be able to know, like, why am I here? What's my mission? And so if we want to really be able to understand our mission and why we're here, we need to effectively allow for the letting go of what otherwise would tether us here in this moment, which is fear. Like, fear keeps us tethered to the past. It projects the past onto the future. So, and really, I don't want to sound too, I don't want to sound too ethereal, I suppose, or existential, but really, when I'm acting out of fear and I haven't reconciled with what's happened to me in the past, I'm going to be looking at my future with the lens of fear because I haven't worked through so much of what happened back there. And so I guess you could say, expecting that those bad things that happened back there are going to happen again in the future. But when we reconcile the past, when we move out of this place of darkness and into a place where it's like, God, you give me your lenses. I want to know what you think. Then we're really able to experience something new and dream something new, and be able to encounter people in a way based not on who they were back then and who I was back then, but who they're evolving and continuously becoming through creation and through the process of putting on the lens of God. I'm just jumping back here in the chat. Sender V. It's not a cult. It's a tribe or community. That's so funny. Great one. Good morning. Anthony, King of Kings. I love that. All right. I'm going to go back to this part that I really, really loved in this section, because frankly, this even adds more into what the darkness really means versus the light. Okay, so while you practice in this way, so your mind is no longer wholly untrained. So for those of us who have been doing this on a regular basis, we have 44 days under our belt of like training our minds. So she says, your mind is no longer wholly untrained. You are quite ready to learn the form of exercise we will use today, but you may find that you will encounter strong resistance. The reason is simple. While you practice in this way, you leave behind everything that you now believe and all the thoughts that you have made up. Properly speaking, this is the release from hell. Yet perceived through the ego's eyes, it is the loss of identity and a descent into hell. Y'all, this is huge, because ego wants to be, it's like that little, how there's like little angels on either shoulder. Ego is totally a little voice on the shoulder. And so when we're saying, I'm going to go put on the lens of God and look at the world through his eyes, ego starts freaking out because it's afraid that we're not going to need it anymore. Ego finds its value in being needed, and it finds its value in our fear. So when we're trying to move out of fear, the reason why so often we get so much resistance is because ego doesn't want us to get to that next level, into that level of freedom. Because not only are we free from fear, but we're free from ego, where now we're not looking at people as, oh, you're separate from me, you're different from me, but rather we're part of the same family. We're part of the same. And I actually do believe we're part of the same family. If God created us, I think that we're all connected through love. And I'd be curious to hear your thoughts in that regard. All right, y'all. Ray, ego equals pride. I love it. Benjamin, good morning. Anwar says, what's your full name, please? My name is Christene Marie. Good morning. It's good to see you guys. grab a cup of tea, love. I am going to go do that. I've been pretty sick. So I'm going to hop off. Remember today's lesson. Y'all, I love it. God is the light in which I see. Before I grab tea, though, I am going to do this exercise because I really want to learn how to do this, especially in regards to the ego and really allowing ego to not have power over me. Man, that's huge. So it says, if resistance rises in any form, pause long enough to repeat today's idea, keeping your eyes closed unless you're aware of fear. In that case, you'll probably find it more reassuring to open your eyes briefly. All right, y'all, I am going to hop off and do this exercise. I'm actually going to drop the link down here for what I use that I read through. If you guys ever want to use this and actually do it on your own, it just gives you the instructions. I read through it, but it probably will be helpful for you to see the instructions yourself. So anyways, I'm going to go do the exercise. I will see you all soon. Ray, thank you. I would love to feel better, so I believe it. All right, y'all, have a wonderful day. I will see you. I'm actually going to be going live 2 times today. I have a conversation with someone in the trades at 3:30 p.m. Her name's Stephanie Allen, and we'll be going live on Foundation First Marketing for anyone who is interested in that. You can, this is a brand new channel, but we're going to be going live over here. This is really where we talk a lot of business. And so we're going to be going live there and talking about all things branding, marketing, business strategies, specifically for the trades. But if you guys want to join us, that would be fun. And then I'll be live again tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And Christopher Adams, I don't know if you're still here, but we're going to be going through your question regarding parenting. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited. But anyways, y'all, I will see you later today, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Foundation First Marketing, and then again on 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to talk parenting. So with that, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk with you soon.